Hi, Shweta. Thank you so much for joining us today. Shweta, your PAT has seen a decline of 7% and the margin has also declined. What are the factors that have led to this dip, and is this trend likely to continue?
Hi, thank you for having me here and thanks for the question. We did have a good quarter in terms of all our segments performing well. If you're comparing to the same quarter last year, there was a lot of pre-buy in the power gen segment, and that was not there because we have moved to CPCB 4 Plus fully, and that is what you saw in this quarter. Although if you will see at a full year perspective, our margin performance is pretty healthy. And this is a quarterly impact, but I would say that from a full year performance, the margin performance is as per our expectation. And we continue to put in efforts in terms of cost reduction and improving our products for the market. So we anticipate the margin performance to sustain.
The margin performance is likely to sustain, but domestic market reported flat growth on a year-on-year basis in the fourth quarter. And although exports have been recovering, can you tell us, given geopolitical uncertainty that we are facing at the moment, is the trend in export growth likely to continue for the foreseeable future?
So export growth, what we have seen in the last few quarters, is a result of a lot of efforts we have been placing in terms of positioning our products in different markets that we supply in the world correctly, launching some new products. You're right, there is uncertainty in the geopolitical environment. The geopolitical issues continue. The tariff and trade deals continue to be negotiated, and we are evaluating the impact of that. So we are cautiously optimistic. Our efforts have yielded results in terms of exports, as you can see from the last few quarters. Definitely, we do see that the uncertainty is there in the market going forward.
Right. Also, while your domestic segment continues to hold the larger share of your sales, exports is where there has been nearly 40% growth on a year-on-year basis and 3% on a sequential basis. Now, what is the demand expectation going forward in 2025, both domestically as well as from the international market?
So from a domestic market perspective, power gen market and industrial market. Power gen, we do see demand coming in, and this is across segments, residential realty, commercial realty, infrastructure related segments, data centers. We do see that demand for now in the domestic market. From an industrial business perspective, construction business is continuing on the growth trajectory. Rail business is showing good demand in the coming quarters. So from a domestic business perspective, we do see demand across different segments, and even our aftermarket business continues to see that demand. From exports perspective, we provide our products across the world, different markets, and different markets are behaving quite differently at this point in time, and the uncertainty continues. So while there is demand that we are seeing from an export perspective, there is still uncertainty, and we are evaluating how tariff situation and trade deals will impact different markets going forward.
Shweta, that's as far as the export picture is concerned. But since you spoke about CPCB 4 Plus products and that impacted margins and numbers in the quarter gone by, how has pricing shaped up over the last few quarters, and how is the competition intensity in that particular segment?
So in the CPCB 4 Plus segment, definitely the competitive intensity has increased in the quarter. I spoke last quarter that all competition launched their products, and there is intensity in the market. We have been able to hold on to our prices till now. But as any new technology product gets launched, it takes a few quarters for pricing to settle down. We do believe that another quarter or so it will take for pricing to completely settle down in the market.
Okay. Also, tell us while your global parent has withdrawn the guidance for the remaining year on the back of tariff announcement and other global uncertainties, just yesterday, US court has blocked the tariffs. How are you viewing this development? Does it help to understand the outlook going forward in the year? What are your expectations?
From our parent perspective, there are still evaluations going on. There are teams working to evaluate all the different announcements and changes that keep coming in. I won't be able to comment on that. But from an India perspective, what I can say is that the domestic market demand we continue seeing. And our parent operates in different segments as compared to our company in India. Some segments are similar, but they also operate in different segments in the global markets, which we do not in the India market. And we are continuing to evaluate globally what is the impact of new announcements.
That's the view on the parent company guidance. But Shweta, since you told us that the competitive intensity in CPCB 4 Plus segment is intensifying, can you tell us, will you have to lower prices in order to sustain your market share?
That is difficult to say. What we are trying to do is provide the right value to our customers, and we are going segment by segment based on the needs of customers in each segment, and they are different. And there is very good acceptance of our product. Our aftermarket is providing a lot of support to our customers as the technology has changed, the product has changed. The aftermarket business is providing good service and support to our customers. So good acceptance for the value that we are providing. Difficult to say how this will play out in the next few quarters.
Also, the government capex is expected to get a boost in the second half of the year. How are you looking to deploy once that happens? Which segments could benefit the most from this?
So government capex expenditure in the last few quarters has very specifically gone towards power and other infrastructure segments, and those definitely help us. Our growth is related to government infrastructure spending. So if it continues to go towards core infrastructure and the power segments, we will continue to see growth coming in for our businesses.
Okay, and one more question on margins. What is your outlook for margins? Are they sustainable? Are they likely to improve in FY26?
We do believe we have healthy margins at this point in time, and our endeavor continues to be to reduce cost, optimize the cost for our products, and provide the right value to our customers. So that will be our endeavor. Our endeavor will be to sustain the margins.
All right, with the input cost pressures largely stabilized, do you see the room for margin expansion in FY26, or is it more about maintaining at current levels?
Margins are a factor of various things. There's direct material cost where we continue our efforts. It's a factor of the product mix that we are able to sell, which continues changing quarter on quarter, and then the pricing. So, and there are different segments that we operate in. We are in the domestic market and export market. We have power gen segments, industrial business, our distribution business. So all of these factors come in together for a blended margin. And have an impact. So not one factor I can point out to say that it will impact our margins.
And one last question, how is Cummins India positioning in new energy businesses? If you can tell us how hydrogen, hybrid engines, any particular capex plans that you have for these segments?
We continue evaluating how the market needs and our customer needs grow in these particular new energy spaces. We are working with our customers to find the right solutions that will work for them and for an economy like India. The solutions need to be practical, solve the problems that our customers need to solve. And we are on that journey with our customers at this point in time to find the right solutions that work specifically for their applications.
Okay. Shweta, thank you so much for taking your time out and joining us here today on ET Now and helping us what the outlook is for the company going forward. Thanks so much for taking your time out and joining us today.